What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at Inform Carvajal. Obviously he is in the new team of the week, or the slightly old team of the week. It has been a few days since it has been out, obviously from Wednesday, and personally the market this week has gone absolutely downhill. I've bought so many cards and lost so much compared to the normal trend that happens. Normally, Thursday night, I tend to buy a couple, or at least have had a look at a few. When they hit kind of like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, you really see a dip in them, and then more than likely they rebound a little bit in the morning, and then if not, they'll rebound on Friday. These just went down. Like, I bought Dele Alli for 120k, he went down to like 60 to 50k like within 4 days. It's insane why the market has gone absolutely down a shitter, but we have picked up Carvajal. Obviously, he was tried out in the squad with Ramos and ter Stegen, as you can see right now. Obviously, the normal attacking kind of, in fact, everything's practically normal. Apart from, obviously, the centre-back and the goalkeeper. Normally now in my team, I have Van Dijk and De Gea in net. And obviously, Cannavaro is moved over to the right for Semedo to do his work on that right-back position. So, Carvajal's a nice little change of pace. Obviously, Semedo has made himself known in my squad for quite a few games, and even though he's a left back, personally I think he's one of the best right backs in the game and really meta. And obviously now as well, if you haven't seen I don't know if any of my videos have got him linked in, but I do have a red Inform Walker from an 86 pack, which I believe should be up in a video at some point, but he is pretty much rocking it now. I'm kind of looking to maybe change my team around a little bit, but it all depends on what I get in my rewards, what I get kind of going forward, and if there's any sort of special cards. At the minute, I'm quite happy with, obviously, the team that I'm using. It works really well for everything that I'm doing, so I'm quite happy to keep it as it is. Obviously, FUT Champs wise, we're kind of staying at 14 wins predominantly. I don't particularly want to go massively over unless there's a massive kind of, say basically if I don't lose games, because I don't particularly want to be doing 4, 5, 6, 7 matches extra just to get to gold 2, when predominantly it's probably better for gold 3. Obviously the red picks, you do take a hit on the amount that you can choose from, but personally that really doesn't matter at all. I've got probably one of my best packs or best red pulls from gold 3, so for me I'm really not too fussed on the red picks, as obviously we can just go and use the others into an 86 upgrade if they are bad, so there is always something that you can do. But anyway, looking at Carvajal then. He is currently 57k on the Xbox and 59k on the PlayStation, so a very nice cheap price for him. He is 86 rated, which is only one upgrade from his original gold card. Obviously his gold card pretty much turned into just fodder over the past few, well, to be honest, since the game started. Realistically, you're looking at a very average paced right back. Decent-ish defensive stats, good physicals, good passing, okay dribbling. He's a very average card, and that's what I don't like about him personally. I think for me, he is just going to be SBC fodder. That is predominantly what he's going to be used for. I can't really see anybody using him in the FUT Champs just because I just don't think he works, unless you realistically only need him for a strong link for somebody, or you really don't care about your right back. Personally, they're the only two options that I can see anybody rocking him in their FUT Champs team. Probably like a Spanish squad or a Real Madrid squad. Even then, you probably can't find in the Real Madrid squad. And unless Azpilicueta gets a lot of informs, he's not going to be realistically as good as Carvajal, because he's just too low rated for me. So going into some of the stats and some of the icon kind of parts of him, he is a 3-star weak foot with a 3-star skills. Personally, with a right back, I don't really matter too much about the skills. Weak foot could be 4, but again, I'm not too much of a negative on him, purely for the fact that it matters, but then at the same time, I don't think it matters too much. Unless he was like left-footed in a right-back position, then I would probably have a little bit more of an issue. But being right-footed on the right-hand side, I'm quite happy with that. He's got a high attacking work rate and a high defensive. Again, I don't really find that too much of an issue, as I do like the overlap every now and then, but predominantly with my custom tactics and them staying back, I don't see him venturing up the pitch whatsoever, unless I've actually made him do it with a kind of 1-2 through ball. So personally, that for me didn't really have any impact. He's 5'8", he's got 82 pace, which gives him 79 acceleration and 84 sprint speed. Passing wise, 84 short pass, 85 crossing. It's okay. Obviously, it's not going to be the best being a 79 overall, but again, you can use something to your advantage for that. Dribbling wise, 82. Everything is predominantly 85 or below, bar from his dribbling, which is 78, which is to be expected for a right back. I don't really expect him to have 90 to 99 dribbling. That's just not going to happen. But everything else, very average, very nice. Defensively, 84 defensive awareness and standing tackle, as well as interceptions, 70 heading accuracy and 86 sliding tackles. Pity sliding tackles just aren't anything in this game. I don't think I've slid really once to actually get the ball back and meant it without literally the player having no other option and me just making a crunching tackle. If it was going for like the last minute sliding tackle or what have you, I'd probably not do it, just because more than likely it's going to give you a crap free kick and you're going to get your player sent off. So sliding tackles for me just don't really work out. 92 stamina, so that's always a nice one right there. 75 strength, 86 aggression and 78 jumping. So again, physicals are a bit of a mix match. Not very good strength, alright aggression, stamina's perfect, and then jumping, which again, you don't really see too much in the air now. It's mainly on the ground, if anything. So we'll have a look at the next chemistry style. What are we thinking? Obviously, the kind of go-to one is your shadow. It turned him into a 90 rated right back, which is really nice. He'd end up having 94 pace and 91 defending. Everything goes up really nicely. Personally, I would probably be looking at maybe an anchor. I think that gets his defensive up to a 92, 87 physical, and then 87 pace as well. I think both of them work really well. I would predominantly go with either of them. I've seen a lot of the pros, whenever using defenders at all, always using that shadow. Unless he's got 95 pace overall already, personally the shadow will always help out. And obviously, from going from an 87 pace to a 94, could that be the clinch deal for you? Let me know down below. So overall with him, I think he's a good player. I do think he's a very good player, but he's very average. He's a good player, but an average good player. I know I'm kind of contradicting myself a little bit. Personally, I think Semedo is better. Semedo has been absolutely outstanding for me, and I think the only player realistically that I'm going to be doing over him is maybe Red Walker every now and then if I do decide to change my team, or Carlos Alberto. He looks an absolute god as a right back, so them predominantly they're going to be the only ones that really make the right back position. And I think this year in the middle of the pitch, centre back wise, centre mid wise and striker wise, there's kind of room for wiggle. There's wiggle room. Basically what I mean by that is there is so many players that you can use that are very meta, and it doesn't really matter too much about the rating unless you've got God squads and you're Division 1 going for top 100. I find that you can kind of get away with maybe having someone like Fabinho instead of Kante, or Firmino instead of Lacazette, or Aubameyang, someone very quick. You can kind of have that wiggle room. And a good one, for instance, Eder Militao. Absolutely fantastic rare gold, and he's only 81 rated. You could possibly put him in a FUT Champs team and still manage to do very, very well. It's players like that that realistically, I'm quite happy that this game has got that different element. But right back, left backs, right wings, left wings, I feel like there's a set menu. There's something that you choose from, and you kind of make your team around that. You've got Walker, Cancelo, Semedo's normal and informed card. Obviously Walker's informed card as well. And then icons. Predominantly after that, there really isn't a huge amount of right backs that are being used in the game. So is that something to take from it? Personally, that's what I'm taking from it. Left backs and right backs most definitely have a set amount of players that realistically everybody uses. Apart from them, that's about it. And obviously SBC League players, because they're actually stat-wise are incredible for 84s. But I think for me, Carvajal is very, very average. As you can tell from his overalls, 7 out of 10 for value for coins. Obviously, that has dropped a little bit now as well. So even more value for coins. 5 out of 10 for FUT Champs. I think personally, again, you're going for a 50-50 with him. I don't personally think I've seen him once in FUT Champs. Even his normal card at the start, I just don't see Carvajal getting into any teams unless it was really needed. But again, Semedo's there. He's, what, half the price, and he's a Barca link. So it's not even if you need the link from a La Liga player. And then I'm giving him a 6 out of 10 overall for his overall. Mainly because he is average. And he's a good average. He's not a bad player. I just think there's a lot better out there, and a lot better for less money as well. You can get Semedo for about 10k as his 82, and I think personally still is an incredible player. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you think. Is there any other informs that you'd like me to do? I've got a few in mind that should be coming over the next couple of days. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Press the subscribe button with the bell button on to get notified whenever I do a video. And make sure you give it a cheeky like as well. And apart from that, have a good day, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.